What is the secret to success? And I'm not only talking about success in your health or wealth, I'm talking about overall success in your whole life. In this video, I'm going to drill deep into what is the secret to success. Find out for yourself. It's Mondays with Mihaela. That's right, me. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love and appreciate support as always. Today's topic is so interesting, and I'm going to be talking about success. We all want success. We all want success in health. We all want success in our business. We all want success in overall life. We are striving for it. But what is the key to success? A lot of people may say it's money, it's resources, it's education, it's knowledge, it's people. But in this episode, it's none of that. I'm going to start off with a quote. To be kept in solitude is to be kept in pain. That's a very interesting quote. So this is saying that if we're left alone with no one around us, we have pain. Very interesting. And here's another one. Man is by nature a social animal. So what's that got to do with success? Well, I'm here to tell you that the biggest reason why you may be successful has to do with human connection. That's right. This connection between you and I, the connection that you have with the people around you, it's got to do with human connection. It is so profound. So we are unable to do it all ourselves. We need other individuals around us to push us to strive for the best, to succeed in life. As neuroscientist from UCLA, Matthew, said, it starts from the moment that we are born. Humans as mammals are born immature, incapable of looking after themselves. So we need individuals to look after us when we're born. And that goes throughout our life, but we seem to drop that. So here's an interesting thing. Whilst researching and looking up things for this video for you guys, as I always do, I came across this amazing study back in 1988. That is like ages ago. But, sometimes we can look at studies from a while back because they help us see how people saw things back then. And in this case, back in 1988, in the Journal of Science, they looked at social relationships and health directly. And they showed that an increase of death among people with a low quality and quantity of social relationships suggested that social isolation is a major risk factor for mortality from wide various causes, so not specific ones. So this is saying back in 1988 that if we do not have quality and quantity relationships around us, it's linked to death. That is, just think about that. That is crazy. Think about the people in your life that you have and what they're doing to you. Are they benefiting you? So this clearly shows by having healthy relationships, it helps our life. It helps us succeed. But also a journal I love this. It's a study in the Journal of Happiness. It looked at relationship between friendships and happiness. So they concluded in this study that the quality of friendships is related to happiness because it improves your individual sense of uniqueness. That is the reason why they found in this study. So what this is saying, that the more friendships you have around you, the more unique you feel, and thus it brings you happiness because we all strive for uniqueness. We all strive to be different. That's a very interesting study. And further on, there's this survey that the American Freshman Survey. So what they did is they looked at what is very important for these freshmen, college students, what's important in their life, and a number of subjects. And this started back in the 1960s. So it's been an ongoing study for over 50 years. And this is really interesting. It shows a lot about social and cultural behavior. So back in 1965, taking you back to 1965, These college freshmen said that starting a family and helping others were more important in life than being well off financially. So they would rather help others and have a family than be financially off back in 1965. Then bring it to the 80s, we're taking it to the 80s, and what's happened in the 80s is that reversed. Helping others and starting a family were less important to college freshmen than making a lot of money. So that's about a 15-20 year difference. That's what's happened. But the most interesting fact of this study is that in 2012, which is not long ago, which is where we may be right now, the freshmen prioritized being very well off financially, which peaked at 81%, the highest score that this survey has ever gotten. It peaked 81%. The number one thing is being financially well off. That is crazy. So from 1960 to 1980s to now in the 21st century, it's gone from starting a family to being well off financially. That's the priorities. So there are some priorities there that have also changed, and some of these priorities has made us isolated because we're no longer prioritizing being with family, which means when we're no longer prioritizing those catch-ups, there's family dinners. We're prioritizing those business meetings, that business deal. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. You know how much I love my business. Absolutely love it. But what I'm trying to say is here, the reason why you're going to be successful in your business is if you have human connections, true quality and quantity, human interactions and connections. Think about that. Something else I came across, which was really, really, really interesting, is we all love economy. We all love economists. So what they decided to do is they decided to put a price tag on relationships. Okay, so what they did is they did a little experiment and they decided to put a price tag on relationships and the impact it has. So number one is if you volunteer at least once a week, that's 52 times a year, the increase to your happiness is like moving from a yearly income of $20,000 to $75,000. That is a huge pay rise, and all you have to do is volunteer. Crazy, right? Hold on, it gets better. If you have a friend that you see most days, it's like earning $100,000 more a year. If you have a friend that you see on a regular basis, you're getting a pay rise in happiness. Huge happiness booster. Another one, which we don't usually see our neighbors. Do you know your neighbor's name? Do you know what they do? But simply seeing your neighbor on a regular basis gets you $60,000 more a year. So all those chats of, how is your lawn going? Oh, how's your kid going? Oh, what did you have for dinner? $60,000 a year more. Crazy. But then we'll look at the downside of it. The downside is, on the other hand, that when you break a critical social tie, such as a divorce, it's like suffering $90,000 per year decrease in your income. Now we can see what amazing relationships do in our life, but we can also see what broken relationships do in our life, in our happiness scale. And this is what I wanted to bring to you today, is that the social interaction, human interaction is vital, is ideal. So as you're sitting behind this phone, as you're sitting behind this computer, just think about what social connections you have in your life. They are absolutely vital for our survival, for our flourishing, not just our business, not just our health, but us overall. So over the last 50 years, while society has moved, our economy has grown, we're more prosperous. As individuals, we are more wealthy money-wise. What has that done to us? What has that done to us, to our social interaction? We volunteer less. We see our neighbors less. We see our family less. We produce less kids. We're more isolated. And we have fewer and fewer close friends. Think about it. We are increasingly denying our social nature, which is what we are born to do. We are social animals. So think about what that does to us. And you know what? We are the only ones that are paying the price for it. We all want to be heard and understood. We all have unique stories to tell that we share with each other. We are 99.9% identical. So you know what? Share that 0.1% with others. Share it with me. Share it with others around you. Share that human connection with others. On that note, I ask you, if you want to get in contact with me, please feel free to, please feel free. You can contact me on Instagram, contact me on YouTube. I would absolutely love that. I would love to build a connection with you because that's what I'm here for. I'm not only here to help you with your health, to get better at your business, but I'm also here to have that social interaction, have that social connection. I hope you're also. So what I ask you to do is I challenge you to write down the people that are important to you and make time to see them in your busy schedule. Put it in your calendar, hang out with them, take out your mate for lunch, call your friend randomly, see how their kids are going. Call your other friend or cousins randomly, see how their business is going. Get those connections happening. Just because you're friends on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, doesn't mean that you can't catch up in life and have that human connection. On that note, my key message is to connect. Let me know in the comments below, who did you connect with? Who did this video inspire you to connect with? Thank you so much. Love, like, share, subscribe, do whatever it is you do best. I appreciate, love your support. Till next Monday, love you.